This is me, Akin Aregbesola. So today I want to give you an overview of IT, of cloud, to help you understand the fundamentals and then to build your confidence so that, and all the other courses that will ultimately make you a cloud solutions architect, otherwise called DevOps Engineer. All right. Unless, of course, you prove to me that, oh, these are simple, I already understand it. Okay. So I'll go to my board. Okay. There was a slight delay. Now, the whole idea of IT and networking and corporate, whether it's corporate, enterprise, or cloud, starts with one computer. All right. So if we represent that one computer with base, that is a single computer, just like my laptop in front of me, like your laptop, I suspect, in front of you. So that's a single computer. All right. If I want, I can pull that to represent keyboard. So this computer by itself, the way it is standalone by itself, not connected to anything, just by itself. This is useless. It's a useless computer. Unless you are just using it for word processing. And then, you'll be using less than 1% of the power of computer when it is standing alone by itself. You're just using it as a typewriter, probably. Or maybe, to even connect to use it to browse or do anything other than word processing, it will have to be connected to the internet. Once it's connected to the internet, then it's no longer alone by itself. All right. So this idea of, so this is a standalone computer. All right. I'm assuming that you are completely new to IT, so I'm taking my time to stand alone. All right, which I said has no use in this model. So for computers to be useful, they will have to be at least on a network. What do we mean by network? We mean that there should be at least one other computer there, at least one other, maybe two, or maybe even three, so that these computers are connected together. All right. So when you have computers, 1, 2, 3, connected together, let's say you are using a cable to connect, and then you run a cable from this computer, anyways, and then you run a cable from this computer. When these three computers are connected together, then you see that you have a network. They form a network of computers. So these three computers, they could be 3, they could be 5,000, they could be 5 million. But as long as they are connected together, what you have now is a network. It's no longer a standalone computer. It's now a network of computers. So these three computers working together is now a network. Because this kind of network is a small network of maybe your home network or maybe even your office network. Again, it may not always be 3. It could be 30, it could be 300, but we have to represent. We can't draw 300 computers. Right? We call this kind of small network of few computers. In IT, 300 computers is few. It's not so many, all right? Or devices generally. So we call this kind of network local area network, right? It is when you have computers working together as a network, working together in a network, that is when you begin to appreciate the value and the capabilities of computers and of IT. Standalone is used. All right, so this is local area where this is a computer cable. So this is a cable, this is a cable, this is a cable. This device in the middle into which you plug the cables is called a switch. Have you heard of the term switch before? These are not your areas actually, but as an IT person, you should know when you gather together as IT people and you are talking. You should know when they talk about LAN, you should know what they mean. When they talk about switch, you should know what they mean. So switch is the switch. That central device that you plug so you bring a cable from here, from this computer, and then you plug it into this switch. You bring a cable from the other computer, you plug it into the same switch. So it is the switch that will interconnect all of the computers so that they form a network, right? Do you get that?
Yes.
Okay. So when I say stand-alone computer, you know what I mean. When I say a local area network, it means
Combination of 3.
network. Yeah, it's a network of multiple computers. Many computers are networked together. What's the whole idea of network? The whole idea of network is for computers to be able to share resources amongst themselves. So in other words, if you had a file here on floor 7 of the building, you would not have to move physically from floor 1 to floor 7 to put your flash drive there to copy a file. No, the fact that they are all on a network means that from this system, you can access the file on that system. So that is the idea of sharing resources. If you had a printer there in room 12, this guy from room 2 can print to that printer through this. So it will work like this. So your traffic will work from this computer into the switch, and the switch will find out where is the printer, because this message is for the printer, because the printer is also connected to the switch. It will now switch that message to the printer, and then the printer will print out your print document. Whatever it was that you sent to that printer for printing, it will be printed out. So the idea of networking, the purpose of networking, the goal you want to achieve in networking is just for resources to be generally available. One printer should be available to the whole of it. One internet should be available to the whole of it. One file should be available to the whole. So you call that resource sharing. That's sharing resource. That's the whole idea. All right. So when you have internet coming, let us say this is your home office now. So you have internet, will represent internet with this cloud like that. When it comes into this network, all right, and then you take everything coming to the network must go to the switch, right? Once it goes into the switch and enter the switch is the distribution board that will now make it available to everyone, every device, every computer that is connected to that switch. So switch is, without a switch, there's no wired network. So once you have the computer coming in from your modem, from out the internet coming in, and you connect the internet to the switch, anything that is connected to the switch would now become centrally available to all of the devices. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Especially banking. All right. So from this idea of local area network now, another word for local area network, a more common word, is corporate network. So most of the time, I will not call this local area network. I'll just say corporate network. So I'm going to say corporate, or LAN. But like I said, I'll mostly call it, all right, corporate or LAN. So what about if you had this in your head office of your bank? Maybe you work for a bank. So this is the head office, headquarters. You can actually take your networking beyond the walls of this office to include your branch office in Dallas, in Frisco, and then your branch office in Arlington. All right. So when you have this corporate network, and then you have this corporate network, so you have this corporate network, and you have this corporate network. So there are 3 corporate networks now. In order for the head office to connect with the branch, so that when a customer withdraws money here, for example, all of the branches of the bank is aware, and therefore that same customer cannot come here and withdraw that same money. So that is networking. Once something happens here, everybody is aware. The resources are shared. So it is the same database. So let us assume that the database is here at will be in the header. So the database is a list of customers, how much they have in the account, and all of that. All right. So once there is withdrawal here at this branch office, this corporate office is aware. This corporate office is aware. Everyone is aware. So for that to